We're going live.
Live.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you so much. Okay, no comments yet. Are we live? And we are live.
Right.
Welcome, Michaela. Welcome, everybody. This is Conversations with the Tribe. This is your host, Giancarlo Tavares, with my friend Michaela Downs. And this is the first time I'm doing this. This is the first time we're doing this. I'm a little nervous. I'm excited. I'm a little bit of everything, but I'm very grateful above all that Michaela is here, and I feel inspired to do this. And in part, um, because of your support, Michaela, and because of the other day when we were connecting, I just feel so full of inspiration. And suddenly I heard, I don't know if it was my guys or what, but I heard and I felt inspired to do this. And here we are. Welcome.
Yeah, and well, you're such an inspiration to me because you've been holding this like beautiful, rich community space for all of us, and I felt that like, oh man, I want to be part of that, and you invited me, and that was cool.
Yeah, I feel you have so much to share. You're such a powerful, multi-dimensional goddess, and I can feel your excitement to become a voice. Well, you're already a voice. People just don't know it yet. Wink, wink. And I don't know. Can you see comments? In here it says no comments yet, but I don't know how this works fully.
Oh, they're
So
all on your side.
maybe I can go. I'm gonna go on my phone. Oh yeah, there we are live.
Hi, us! Oh my God, look!
And
I want to see
you
that
can,
too. I'm
yeah,
gonna screenshot this.
yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a touch of fame today.
You feel you're getting a what?
A little touch of fame today.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
So we were talking behind the scenes, and you were expressing that you like to do a little grounding exercise or meditation or something like that that you like to guide us through.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Sweet.
So, oh man, the more we support the body, the more we can support spiritual development. So that means really tuning into the body frequently, and that means doing whatever you gotta do to make it comfortable. So, like when you're in Shavasana at the end of a yoga class, you have permission to like go get all the extra bolsters and stuff because if your body can release, your mind can release, right? So I guess that's the first thing I would have people do is like just tune us out for a second and like go get pillows or whatever they need to do to feel comfortable in their seat. Um, and if you're still listening, I guess I'm just gonna guide you through a very short meditation. So go ahead and just start by closing your eyes if that's accessible to you. Take a couple deep breaths. Just let them happen naturally. And then start to tip your head to the side. Just like molasses. Smooth your head slowly in a circle. You might be getting a gentle stretch here. That's nice. Part of the point of this also is to experience that molasses state of being. Just sense. Maybe sit up at the edge of your seat a little bit so you can get your hands behind you. And then breathe a few times into your chest. What are you noticing inside the black, hollow space within the perimeter of your skin? What are you noticing without judgment? Right now it's springtime, so a lot of us are feeling a lot of heaviness because we're still under like the heaviness of the snow, even if it's not literally snowing where you are. You can relax and just sit. Yeah. Slightly more grounded, huh?
Yeah. And I was noticing how like my heart space was tight and like a little like what is this word? Constrictor or something like that. Like it
Yeah.
was like this, and where we were when we were doing that, and even the exercise of the neck, like help prepare like kind of like the chest area. But then when we started stretching, like this part was pretty tight, and I felt how my heart space started to open a little bit,
Yeah.
and I feel I can breathe better.
Yeah, and all of that's going to be connected to your daily activity. We have a tendency to hunch forward, which starts to embed itself in the fascia system. And if it's in the fascia system, it keeps you hunched forward. And then if you're hunching forward more, it like keeps going and going, and it's a feedback loop. And then it starts to embed itself in the nervous system as well. So physically addressing that can help you feel a little bit more enlivened. So
That,
you don't have to get super esoteric about healing. You just do what feels good.
I like that. And before we continue, I like to know and also to share with the audience who are you? Because we're talking about the body and you're leading us in meditation, but maybe people is wondering who the freak is Michaela Downs and what you do, what are your modalities, your expertise. I don't know. Share whatever you like to share with whoever will be a match to this Facebook Live and also on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm Michaela Downs, Michaela, and I'm a massage therapist in Denver, Colorado. I do Thai yoga massage and therapeutic deep tissue massage. So I have the privilege of touching bodies all day. So I notice patterns. I've picked up a lot of information along the way about the physical body, and started to understand patterns about questions that people have. And I've been through my own healing journey as well. I used to be in a lot of chronic physical pain, and I've come to know that that was really connected to the spiritual realm, and I think that I had to access healing from the spiritual standpoint, from the physical standpoint, from the energetic standpoint. All of the layers were important. And I also teach Ayurveda. So I'm an Ayurvedic counselor and Ayurvedic educator. So if
What
you
is
want,
Ayurveda?
yeah, and how do you say that word? Ayurveda. Ayurveda. It's the science of life from India. So it's kind of like a sister science to yoga, and we talk more about internal medicine. So we talk about what you eat, what you consume in terms of emotions, what you consume in terms of sensory experiences. Um, we talk about your mind body type. So you can't divorce the mind and body, right? Because the body is connected to the higher brain through all the rest of the brain, which is the body, right? So the two are so intimately connected that we can find so many little access points of healing. And everybody has a unique one. So if you look around, obviously not everybody looks like you. So we need to be intentional about how we individualize medicine. And then we also talk a lot about routines and rhythms. It's an
Mm.
elemental science, so we talk about how the elements kind of like change throughout the day. In the morning, things are kind of like heavy. Midday, you fire up a little bit, and then at night, you cool back down and have more of the air energy. And then the same with the seasons. So springtime is a very heavy, wet, earthy season. And then in summer, we're going to start experiencing a little bit more fire, which is sort of this transformative energy, and more air, which is more of a movement energy. And then
Mm.
it kind of calms down and fall, and then there's too much air, and you need to ground. And then winter, obviously, it's like you need more warmth, so more fire.
How interesting how different seasons bring different energies and how our bodies and even probably emotionally we respond in different ways.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So especially for people who like can't stand Portland, who feel like it's gray out again, like you're not alone. First of all, a lot of people feel this way, and it's been shown that like your ability to connect on those days is a little bit turned off. I forget what the word the study used, but you're toned down. You can't connect as well because you're under this layer of snow, under this layer of mud and heaviness. So there are certain things you can do energetically to kind of melt that a little bit. Yeah. So the two things you're going to need are air and fire. So air is the principle of movement, and fire is the principle of transformation. So what does that mean practically? That means like literally just start moving your body. Doesn't matter how. You can clean the house if you want to. You can do gentle yoga if you want to. You can do journaling. That then you're moving your hand. You can go pick up something sensory, like go light some incense, go cook something. Then you're involving your whole body and you're creating movement in your energy field. Put some
Mm.
music on, you're creating movement in all of the centers of your brain, not just the cognitive part. So that really kind of wiggles you past some of that dense, heavy energy. I was actually experiencing this really bad yesterday. Um, if you don't know, there was a shooting in Boulder, Colorado. I live really close to that, so oh man, that triggered something in me, and
What happened? What were you feeling?
it's just sadness. It's just sadness. I used to hang out there. I was like, God, that could have been me, and just feeling into the experience of loss. It was a lot in that moment, and I knew I needed to be self-validating because I was like tuning into loss not only for them but like globally in my family. Like that vibration of loss was kind of like, okay, the wave I'm gonna ride today, and I was okay with that, self-accepting. Um, and I allowed myself to go about my day, just go through the motions, but with gentleness. I allowed myself to meditate. A lot of people force themselves to meditate, and that doesn't feel so good. Um, and then eventually, like, I came to this place of recognition of like, wow, okay, I've been spiraling around on this like plateau for a while now. Like, I wasn't feeling this way yesterday. How do I get back to that place energetically? And then I started remembering all of the people in my life that I'm so grateful for and excited to play with. And that created some like movement in my thought space. And I started having like good ideas again. I started coming up with ideas of how to like play with my business, play with my home, and just be. And I really think a lot of it started with self-forgiveness.
Um, what is self-forgiveness to you?
Oh God. The first thing is like, you gotta recognize that you haven't done anything that needs to be forgiven.
Wow. What do you mean
Yeah,
by that? That sounds and feels pretty profound.
yeah. So it's such a paradox because coming into a place of self-acceptance is like you're recognizing that like you're experiencing some sort of unpleasantness, right? And a lot of us go into self-blame about that because it's like, oh, I fucked this up, I fucked that up, and like I'm being such a grump or a bitch right now. And so it's okay if those thoughts pass through your mind, but then you gotta recognize that you don't have to. You don't have to be self-berating. It's literally not necessary. You can just show up for day 2 with as much joy as you showed up for day 1.
Well, how do you do that when you're feeling the complete opposite, when you're feeling like shit?
Yeah, I mean it's totally a paradox. So maybe
What
I
works for
think
you?
you gotta just let yourself feel like shit for a while.
Okay.
And then like this is kind of where we bring in the physical aspect is like bring in movement. Bring in a little bit of energy. Like bring in some music that doesn't feel too intense, but ignites that fire. Just like, the baby friction that gets it's like the newspaper that gets the bottom of the fire going.
I've heard you
So
talk about music. I've heard you talk about music many times since we started, and on the video that I was promoting for this, I crown you as a sound healer.
nice.
Yeah. I said
Totally.
that you were a massage therapist, a Ayurveda practitioner, and I was like, and I'm crowning you as a sound healer today, because I know you are.
Oh, why? Nice. I don't think you were. Oh no, I totally. You have seen me sing. Okay, cool.
I have. I know you are.
Yeah.
And I can feel and hear from you how music is so important. Sound, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason my music is soulful, right? And I would love to hear your opinion on this. Yeah, like one of my favorite things to do in the morning when I'm feeling kind of is to just learn the lyrics to a song that I find beautiful
Oh, wow.
and
I
just
love
I'll put it out there to my friends. I'll literally like record it and sing it with I don't use instruments because I like to channel my life force energy through my body. Um, yeah, you can tap your
that.
body.
This is the instrument, right?
Oh, it is. Um,
Which one?
yeah,
Were you learning any today?
today I was listening to some chill hop today.
Which one was the last song you were learning that you were like channeling and like with your body? Will you do a little bit of that?
Oh God. Are you gonna sing too?
I can.
Um, all right. But yeah, so like, especially if you, I want to finish my point. Okay, especially if you have a lot of kapha energy.
Kapha
Uh,
energy?
yeah, so kapha is the word we have for the dense, heavy energy. There's
Mm.
there's 3 energies that we work with. We have the light, cold, airy energy, which is vata. We have the fiery, intense, woo, get 'em going energy, and that is pitta. and then the dense, heavy energy we call kapha. So
Okay.
we're kind of talking about like how to love kapha, because kapha is naturally grounded, um, and to like bring some movement into it so it can like spiral into the fullness of being, right? And one of the best things for kapha is to have a fight song.
A fight song?
A fight song, yeah. So like whatever whatever song gets you going like rah, yeah, up, fiery, yes. But anyway, it's fine.
And is that connected to like the anger? Like,
So suppressed anger is not good. That's when you start to feel someone's edginess. But when you accept your anger, it feels more like expressing a boundary.
how do you accept your anger?
Um, it looks more like I don't want to be down anymore. Okay, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get up. You know, it's kind of like that healthy anger. It's kind of like a coach giving you a pep talk.
Hmm. Can you make like a practical example? Share a practical example of how that looks like?
Yeah, I think a lot of people wake up with this feeling of like that heaviness. And I think if a coach was to come in and wake you up, which can be your own voice, right? So you can do this for
Yeah.
self-talk. It's like, all right, I hear you. Like you don't want to get up. Fair enough. But we got to get going for the day. Get your pants on, friend. You got a lot to live for and a lot to be grateful for and a lot to create. And you're needed for that. So let's get those pants on. You don't have to know what you're doing right now because you're still a little foggy, but just get going. Like
Mm.
that's what I would say if I was a coach, you know? Like that's healthy anger.
To show up
Yeah.
just exactly where you are, exactly how you feel, not knowing what to do, feeling
Mm-hmm.
groggy or heavy or what was it? Kapha? The
Kapha, yeah.
kapha, yay. Feeling like shit, feeling lost, feeling confused, feeling sad or angry or whatever it is, just showing up. Maybe
Yeah.
taking it one step at a time, one
Yes.
moment at a time, one feeling at a time, one
Yeah.
thought at a time, one
Yes.
trigger at a time.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, nobody likes triggers because it's like this little like thing, this little like thing that just like oh frick, like there's like so many things happening in my head all at once and I just feel like oh, I can't deal with this. And that's when we have to remember triggers are a good thing, right? They're there to help us integrate.
I feel that that's really epic and profound that you said triggers are a good thing because the natural association that most of us have and that we've been conditioned is to think that, oh, triggers are bad. Like, you're not supposed to trigger me. Get the fuck away from me. I hate you now. Like,
We tell all our friends like, oh, by the way, that's a trigger word for me. Don't say that. And yeah, that's the opposite of acceptance. That's control. So like for me, for the longest time, like people who would judge me for being vegan, God, would trigger me. Like, stop judging me. I'm just eating the best way I know how, and I'm fine with you eating how you eat. Um, it just like stop being mean to me about my food. I need to eat something, so please let me eat, right? So that's what would be happening inside of me. So then I realized, this is my ego coming up, it's my spiritual ego coming up, and it's legitimate and it's fair, and yes, it is annoying. Um, I'm just bringing this up as an example. It could be any trigger. at some point I have to accept that this is just the reality that I live in, and that's okay. It's okay for people to be annoying. Like if this was a child who's being picking on me, I would be in a lot more acceptance and not not get dragged into their drama so much, you know? So this was the integration work I had to do around that trigger.
I like
But
to say that. Oh, were you finished? Sorry.
it's
Were
not easy. It took a lot of asserting boundaries. It took a lot of like validating. It took a lot of being in the anger.
Hmm. How do
Yeah.
you beat your anger? Because most of us are so used to suppressing our anger, thinking that our anger is bad because we associate it with aggression or with violence or with hurting each other. Is there
Yeah.
such thing as being with your anger? Like, what the fuck is that?
Oh man, I love anger so much.
You do?
Yes. One of the books that really helped me get through an episode of anger was The Gift of Anger
Which
by
one?
The Gift of Anger.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like this big fiery energy that's like exploding up out of you like a volcano, right? And it can create violence if you're in the habit of invalidating yourself, over suppressing it.
What does invalidating yourself looks like? What is that? For anybody that is like invalidating yourself, what is that?
So that would be like, in my example, that would be like making myself wrong or somehow creating the other person's behavior. No, it's not my fault that she's being a bully, you know, and saying, Michaela, you're not allowed to be vegan. Um, she might just, it comes from a place of love from her. So if I'm interpreting it in the place of I'm being judged, I need to
Your
validate
your
that person.
camera is frozen a little bit.
No.
Maybe you. Oh, there you go. You're
There you
back.
go. I just
You're
want to check in
bringing
real quick.
you're bringing sexy back.
Yes. No, you are. I just want to check in. Oh yes. Who's on that? He knows how to get out of kaffa. Oh my god. I just want to check in really quick. If you had like a time limit you wanted for our conversation,
A what?
a time limit you wanted for our conversation.
Oh, I said 10:30, but if it's okay to continue a little bit more, I'm okay with that as well.
Oh yeah, we chilling.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay, so how to be in the anger? It's like, okay, someone's judging me, and that makes my self concept feel small, and that hurts. That's valid that that hurts because I know that I'm bigger, I'm vast, I'm in the universe, right?
Are you?
Duh.
Maybe some people are listening to this and they're like, "What do you mean you're the universe?
You're the
Isn't the
universe.
universe out there?"
Ah, yeah, yeah. So we're being held in this like Earth-like balloon of a bubble, right? Floating around in space. So we're a part of all of that, and then like think about how you came from a mother, 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 right? And where did that come from? It came from like reptiles and like the first cellular organism, and where did that come from? That came from the primordial soup. And what was the primordial soup? Well, basically, it was these elements that were combining together and creating and mixing and becoming new combinations of things and growing and evolving. So really, we are nothing but the five elements: space, air, fire, water, earth. There's nothing in us that is not that. And if anybody wants to challenge me on that, I will tell you, like, tell me something that you think is not an element, and I will tell you what element it is.
Because even scientifically, it's proven that our bodies are made of all those elements.
Yeah, yeah. So we talk about the five gross elements because those are more conceptual. Um, but even if you break it down in Western science to like the table of elements, like even those are broken down into subatomic particles, and even those are broken down into quanta, and even quanta are broken down into, I can't remember the name for it, qualia. So qualia
Qualia.
are the little data points of experience. So like everything is just data interacting with itself. Everything is just a program, right? It's the matrix. So you are the matrix. There's no breaking out of the matrix because you are the matrix. And when you recognize that, oh man, you're fucking powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are the matrix. Interesting. Are we everything in existence?
What do you think?
um, as extensions of the universe, right? Like we are a microcosm of the macrocosms. That it's like a mirror inside of a mirror kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's a cool
No,
analogy.
it's just so interesting, and even as I have been practicing parts work and understanding how everything that is outside of me is inside of me and is being reflected. There's a part of me that is being reflected from the outside of me because I am everything that is inside, that is outside of me, and even inside of me. It's like in all dimensions, in all in my body, outside of my body, my emotions, and it's just so interesting, and even for my linear mind, a little wow to understand.
Yeah. So like let's make that practical. So if you're really in acceptance of this concept that I'm just a microcosm of the macrocosm, whatever is happening in me is happening as a reflection, right? So what a trip that is. How do how do I explain why that's so confusing? Because at first we start to go into self-blame. Like if the experience I'm having doesn't feel good, you're like, well, what did I do to cause this time? What do I need to change about myself? It's fucking bullshit that I constantly have to change myself. So I'll use my little example of this woman who totally triggered me because she was like being a bully about my dietary choice. Um, and I'm not even that strict of a vegan, but she was like making life difficult for me.
Hmm.
Um, it sugared me because I have this rule in my head that I should be allowed to put in my body what I want to put in my body. And I'm okay with that rule. I'm self-validating with that rule because I know I'll be angry if I don't. Um, I really think that moment where I started to experience like fucking fuck you. I was like, okay, I don't know what lesson this is trying to teach me yet. Like my cognitive mind might not get it yet, but I know in the long scheme of things, this is going to help me grow. And that was a lesson. invalidating thought. I was like, I don't understand what this is about yet, but I know I'm gonna get it later on. So that took the edge off, right? And I was like, okay, well, this is triggering some small part of her that needs to control me. My experience is her experience. So if I'm feeling like I'm being told that I'm smaller, she is interpreting my dietary choice as being told that she's smaller.
Hmm. So we each experience our realities through different filters. We make
Mm-hmm.
them mean different things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the meaning she was making. And I think maybe once I recognized that she was making meaning out of it, because she was she was an animal shaman, so she would create drums out of animal skins. So uh, the meaning that she was making was that I thought that her spiritual process was invalid, which wasn't true. Um, but understanding it from that perspective helped me understand, oh, okay, she's like in her inner 2-year-old.
In her inner one?
In her inner 2-year-old or her inner 3-year-old.
Mm,
Yeah. And from that perspective, I was like, oh, okay. She can be controlling and angry if she needs to. Like, it's just gonna come out of her. It's fine.
um, do you like practicing parts work?
Heck yes.
How do you do that? What is parts work?
God, you'll probably answer this question better than me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
this is a new concept to me, but the more I have been practicing it, the more I don't know. It feels so right. It feels like it makes me understand my inner dialogues, and like I want to get addicted to it.
yeah. Really, I feel like I'm doing parts work literally all the time. So I'm gonna put in a caveat really quick. It's okay to identify with one of your parts, because remember, you can come back to the other part later. Okay. So just because you're choosing one part doesn't mean you're invalidating the other part. And I think a lot
Mm.
of people out there some permission to not know how to do this yet. And I'll explain that. So like whenever you feel
I
this,
felt good in my body to hear.
good, good, good. So whenever you feel dissonance, so it could be in the heart space, it could be in the solar plexus, it could be in the mind.
What
Maybe
do
you're
you mean
having.
by dissonance?
So your body is a great tool for finding out that you're having dissonance because you have literal physical contraction. So like when you're feeling good, you're like in your jaw, you're like, ah yeah, I like life. And you look open, you feel open, you're like radiating. And if one of your chakras or energy centers becomes contracted, it becomes very obvious. Like, start talking more quietly if it's in my throat chakra, or like I'll be like down if it's in my heart chakra. Maybe I'll be like on edge if it's in my solar plexus, or maybe I'll just be like can't deal if it's in my head. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, people are following. So that gives you a lot of clues about where you're having the issue. Um,
Because
in the,
each chakra, there's a different energy and different emotions and different that comes out of each chakra, right? So you were expressing how from here maybe it can be things with communication and feeling close up. In here, which one feels that is self-worth to you?
it's kind of like, to me that says root chakra, and I think maybe I'll notice like my legs, especially in the middle of the night, like if I have insomnia, like that 2 a.m. insomnia. Like I'll notice like my whole body is like stiffening, laying there and like, especially my legs are kind of like, so that would be kind of like root chakra in my opinion.
That's interesting and synchronistic because last night, all night long, I was playing root chakra music because I'm working on having that sense of stability, and also since I've been moving a lot, and even I've dealt with a lot of homelessness and all that jazz. Um, I'm working on my sense of stability and safety, and even um, recently that I moved to the new home with my new friends. I want to create a sense, and I've been working on creating a sense of safety and stability, and knowing that from here things are gonna get better. That
Yeah.
because there's a part of me that reminds me or tells me how like it'll get worse, or how I'll lose this, or I'll lose them, or I won't be able to be stable, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
inner fear. There's that part that holds that fear and that feels like shaky and
Yeah.
unstable, and
Well, you can really have that. I'm not good enough in any chakra, right? So if it's like I there's something wrong with me because I have a physical body, you might have that in the second chakra, and that would look like I'm uncomfortable all the time, or like if it's in your solar plexus, you might be like I've got to impress everybody. If it's in the heart space, it might look like God, if I was truly loved, this wouldn't be happening to me. And that's when you start to feel like nobody loves me, you know? And that's very common. Like, you're not alone if you're experiencing any of
um, I've heard that you're about to start a new class. Can you tell me, and everybody watching this, can you invite everybody to your class? Maybe do
that.
you have an online version of that, or like, can you tell me about it?
um, yeah, so if you want to join my 5 week class, which is starting on April 3rd and April 6th, it's a 5 week class that delves into Ayurvedic lifestyle. So we'll be talking about the dosha or your mind body type, nutrition, emotional nutrition, sensory experience, and routines. How you can support your body through daily, lunar, tidal, and yearly rhythms. Um, we'll start at April 3rd and April 6th. You can choose which one you want to start with. And if you want to join me for that, you need to look up on Facebook Friends of Michaela Learn Ayurveda.
Is that your group?
Yeah. Are you able to type that?
Yeah, I'm
Because
gonna type it in the description. You can
I don't
also
know.
type it in the comments if you want, but I'm gonna type it in the description to invite everybody.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm offering it for free, and you can make a small donation if that's accessible to you.
I like to join it.
Heck yeah, I love that. We won't be talking about parts work, but when you learn about the elements, a lot of this stuff will become more intuitive. So, and we will be talking about emotions. It's just like not the same philosophy as parts work. Yeah, I'm not sure how to comment.
So it's gonna be, thank you. It's gonna be once a week for
Mm-hmm.
five weeks.
Yeah.
And what is your information if people want to find more about you? Your Instagram, Facebook, maybe website, whatever you want to share.
At Highline Creek Pain Relief. You can
That
find me
is
on
your
Instagram
Instagram?
or Facebook.
Oh, both Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, and I update both frequently with like little tips and tricks about healing or tuning into the body. I think they're a little bit higher quality on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Highline Creek Pain Relief.
Can you share the link in the comments, please?
I don't think I can. Well, yeah, after I will.
I'm also going to add it to the description, but I just want to have it right there as we are. Yeah, but we can add it later. And before we leave, um, are we good? Can we go a few more minutes, maybe 10 more minutes to complete the hour?
Okay, right quick, I wanna touch in on the parts work really quick. So
Yes.
if you're experiencing any one of these chakras out of alignment, it's because you have a split in your parts. One part is saying I have to go out in the world to get what I need. The other part is saying that's not fair, right? So you got a split, and it might be slightly different messages than that, but usually it's got an outer and an inner aspect. And what you can do is to start having the two communicate. And what you'll notice is that the people in your external reality are also experiencing the same split. So you can observe them to gain insight about yourself and to have more compassion for them. So that inner split is where you find your compassion for others. And the more you do this, the more in alignment you bring your parts, the more you resolve them, the more you feel comfortable, confident, and well in your own beingness. There's no more question about your belongingness here, and you replace the why did all this shitty stuff happen to me with what is my life's purpose and how do I feel invigorated and ignited.
It's a shift in perspective instead of projecting or, like you said, blaming the outside circumstances. You understand that you are the creator of your reality and that everything that is happening outside of you is being mirrored from a part of you. And as you integrate that part, as you meet the needs of that part, everything on the outside of you is going to start shifting and changing.
Yeah,
That was a really good perspective. Thank you for sharing that. I
yeah.
like that a lot. I'm gonna
I,
meditate now. Huh?
I, I just like that everybody is a mirror of me because, like, if I'm being hard on myself in a way that I would not be hard on somebody else, then you gotta be like, am I the one doing that to me, or is it them doing that to me? Sometimes other people are overly critical, but
Yeah.
a lot of times they're not.
The internalized voices of our parents.
Yes.
Bingo. Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Um, Going back to the grogginess and all of that jazz, do you have a little exercise to work on? I don't know, maybe to help us come to our bodies, to ground, to move those energies. I'd like you to guide us on a little exercise on how to move those energies, if that is okay with you.
Yeah. First, I want to invite you to do something sensory after this. Giancarlo's got like a teeny tiny little bit of music playing in the background. I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
Sounds good.
So
Feels good.
yeah, so
Nice.
do something that moves your body, that smells good, that tastes good, that sounds good, or feels good after this.
I was having a part of me like feeling very anxious during the whole conversations with the tribe, with Michaela in this case. And like 10 minutes ago, as we have been talking, I have been just holding and moving my citrine, and I've noticed how that part of me feels more calm.
Wicked.
You cannot see my hands, but underneath, I've been just moving it down here. And
Right.
like the tension that I was feeling inside of me was like channeled into moving and feeling the citrine and doing like small movements.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
So that's synchronistic with what you're saying. I guess I was doing it intuitively.
Yeah, creatively. Just listen to whatever pops into your head.
How are you feeling?
Maybe I'm feeling like, okay, I'm ready for whatever comes next for my day. I don't know what that's gonna be yet. Um, Probably gonna be looking at my schedule, but I can commit to bringing some sensory into that before I, just right into the schedule, into the to-do list.
Yeah. I was thinking that I'd like to have you back very soon. I don't know if next week, but maybe we can talk about to bring you back, and if you like to share something new or talk about your class or whatever is on your mind or your heart, we'd love to have you back if you like to come back again and talk about whatever you want to.
Yeah, I would love to.
Um, Before we leave, if that is okay with you, I'd like to pull a frequency card the day,
Yes.
and I am calling on our guides and asking our guides what is the message of the day for you, for everybody watching this on Facebook, on YouTube, for myself, and oh wow, the card Optimism, upright, number 30. These are the frequency tarot cards. And now let's see what is the message that is in the book. Let's see what is the message of our guides for us today. It says, if you have drawn this card upright, be optimistic about whatever you are facing in your life right now. In this circumstance, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Optimism is better for your body and state of mind. When you find yourself navigating uncertainty, you can remain aware of the worst case scenario. Yeah, but awareness of the worst case scenario doesn't have to cause you pain. Awareness of the worst case scenario doesn't have to cause you pain because it isn't the same as expecting that the worst will happen. Optimism is the courage that you need right now. Optimism is the courage that you need right now. Optimism is the courage that you need right now.
Oh
that's a
man, that's back.
that's a really cool card and really wonderful message for today. And I'm grateful and I'm excited and I am looking forward to see what these conversations with the tribe will lead. And I am a part of me felt anxious right now, so I made a little stop to check in. But it's a good anxiousness. It's a good it's excitement. It's connected to passion, to new adventures, to being open to see where the journey is gonna lead. And I'm looking forward to continue enjoying the unfolding of your journey in your class. I'm looking forward to joining your class and just seeing how life unfolds, and it's being so healing and so beautiful and so wonderful to connect with you. And I'm grateful for the authentic conversations group that's where we met with Elaine and Diana and the others. And I was inviting people on the other video when I was promoting this time together. And yeah, I'd like to know if you have any message or anything that is on your heart to that you
Well,
like
I'm
to share.
excited to see
We
what
have
happens
four
next
more
week.
minutes, so we can do whatever we want.
Real quick, I want to say how excited I am to see what happens next Wednesday. I'm excited to connect more with our group, with the tribe, with everybody. Everybody can DM me if they're curious about Ayurveda. You're welcome to join Friends with Michaela. If you're in Ayurveda, or follow me on Instagram at Highland Creek Greenleaf. All of those are super accessible, easy ways to enrich your learning about healing and healing work. Yeah, maybe everyone can tune in with their bodies really quick. Just had a super juicy session with Giancarlo. Tuning with what you're needing. What are you needing that can bring some enlightenment, some ease, some pleasure, some playfulness? Um, what do you need to be in your sense of purpose? Or not. You don't have to be in your purpose right now. You can just be. That's part of the game too. Because remember, you are the matrix. Oh man. So much gratitude. Thank you,
One
John.
intention that you like to set for the day?
Oh, the intention? Optimism. Um, no bypassing. Okay?
No, no bypassing.
No bypassing. But really what the card is saying is like if you sit in the emotions of that future self that already has it all figured out. Yeah, like, oh man, my business is flowing. Like I have an amazing job, like I have nourishing, supportive friendships. Like maybe I don't believe it right now, but I have an amazing love relationship on my way. The universe is working hard to make that happen for me. When you sit in the emotions of that and the fuck yeah of that, stuff starts randomly manifesting for you. To be in that high vibrational space, it's okay to be in that space. You might have to pause and be okay with being in the dirty work, and that's okay too. But also play with like how much fuck yeah can I create in the next hour.
How much fuck yeah can we create?
Yes, that
And
is my intention.
I like that. So, fuck yeah. Can
Yes.
you say with us at home? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What's your name? Jen Sincero, the author of You Are a Badass. She says, nothing is as unstoppable as a freight train full of fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Fuck yeah to all of this. Fuck yeah to you, Michaela, to your dreams, to your goals, to what you're creating. Fuck yeah to you at home watching this, at the office, at the park, in your computer, and your phone. Fuck yeah to what is coming, what you're creating, to the optimism that you're welcoming in your life, the new awareness, the new you, as you and I and Michaela and all of us are learning to merge and to embrace our authentic selves, to learning from our experiences that maybe even beat up our asses a little bit, but also we can extract the lessons and create beauty from ashes. I want to thank you so much, Michaela, for being here in the first Fuck Yeah Conversations with the Tribe. Thank you for your share. Thank you for your energy. Um, I honor you. I appreciate you, and I am looking forward to what is in store for you and for all of us. Um, Before we leave, because I want to, I'm not an expert on these, and Andre went to take a nap. So if I press leave room, will it save the video of this? Do you know?
It'll give you an option to post it, I think.
So I can press leave room and then it'll give me an option.
Yeah. We'll totally sing next time, by the way.
What was that?
We'll totally sing together next time.
Sweet.
Giancarlo and Michaela do karaoke.
You said that you want to do karaoke?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. That can be fun. So yeah, thank you, Michaela. Have a beautiful day. Take care. We'll keep in touch. And thank you, everybody, for watching. This was Conversations with the Tribe with guest Michaela Downs. Please check her website, her Instagram, her Facebook. And please remember that you are beautiful, that you are wonderful, and that you are loved. I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day and take care. Hasta la vista, babies.